Alrighty, May 30th, 2024. Took a very clean dub today, going down. I had a very nice entry. Price was pretty nice today, but yeah, I'm gonna get right into the news real quick, and then I'll show you all the trade and the high time frames. Going in, we had at 7:30 there was GDP and unemployment claims. After that, we were pretty smooth sailing. There was just pending home sales, so that's pretty much it. So it added volatility, a good amount of volatility. Starting on the daily chart, don't look at this candle that's forming right now. It's after session ended, so this is a new candle right here. Going in, like I said, this broke structure bearish, even though I don't follow structure on the daily too much, but on the 4 hour, it's been going down for a long time now. I think we're reaching, yeah, no, we're definitely going to sweep this low right here on NASDAQ. S&P might come down here, maybe here, something like that. I think the NASDAQ may bounce somewhere in this area right here and then continue bullish again. Vertical line is the start of the day. 4 hour fair value gaps here, and same thing on the S&P. 4 hour fair value gap here, 4 hour here, although this was already filled. Same with this one. There's not too much else on the 4 hour to note. On the 2 hour though, there is. On the 2 hour, one thing to note though is that there is a bullish fair value gap that we came into right here. So 2 hour going up, so that's something to note. We also had just swept this low right here. We hadn't swept this one yet. S&P got there first. But as far as the bullish side, that's pretty much all there was. And then on the 2 hour again, there's another fair value gap right in here. These two kind of combined to create one. So 2 hour fair value gap pre-market, and then 2 hour one high time frame. But that's pretty much the only thing bullish other than the liquidity sweep. It came down and there's a lot of rebalancing to do as well. So I was just kind of waiting for it to come up in here a little bit. And I need to show y'all something, bro. Y'all look at this. If you don't think there's an algorithm, dude, okay, top of the leg to the bottom of the leg, Fibonacci retracement, 0.618. NASDAQ, 3 points away. S&P, 0.5, aka equilibrium of the time of the trade, half a point away. All I gotta say, bro, this shit is rigged. So yeah, coming in, like I said, I was waiting for it to retrace back into these fair value gaps. I was a little hesitant though, because I wanted to wait for more structure. So I have this 1 hour fair value gap highlighted right here. Hold on, I'll get back to the lower time frames in a second. I had this 1 hour just because this was the most, or like the highlight of the imbalance or whatever. So this was like the most reactive area inside of the entire leg. I was waiting for it to go up to at least equilibrium. Like I said, NASDAQ hit 0.62 though, so starting to get into optimal trade entry. And one thing though, 8:30 open. This thing opened and this was some weird ass shit. Alright, at 8:30 exactly, price came down, came up, and went all the way back down. 68 points on NASDAQ. I don't know how many on the S&P, but it had a giant SMT. And NASDAQ swept all this into this 2 hour fair value gap that I had here earlier. And the S&P didn't sweep anything, so this was an SMT. So this really, I was already going to wait for a little bit more structure, but there was a setup that came with this fair value gap when it came down. Or not right here, right here. If you would enter it on this fair value gap, there was one like right in here. S&P didn't really have one as much. There was an SMT at the top of these, so if you wanted to enter there, I wanted to wait for more structure, so that's just me personally, but off the 8:30 open, I was just kind of waiting to make sure it wasn't manipulation. But yeah, like I said, SMT at the very top right here, so starting to think bearish. There was also a breaker block from May 23rd right here. As you can see, this is all drawn out like that. I don't really usually mark breakers, but when they're fairly high time frame, I give them more weight. It's just like extra confluence, I guess. But yeah, right after that, so 8:30 shot down, retrace, and then I was just kind of sitting on my hands for a little while. Price basically came back up, started chopping a little bit. Dude, when I saw this, I thought it was just gonna be like a crappy day. I didn't really think I was gonna see anything here. This thing was chopping, it SMT'd again and shot right back down, and right there after that, it already had this SMT right here. So after this thing came down and SMT'd, chopped around for a bit, the fact that it came back down after that on both of them means, I mean, it didn't even take any liquidity up here. So the fact that it didn't do that, so it SMT'd and shot down again, forming a fair value gap. And then I was waiting right here. I wanted a decent entry, and I took a turtle soup right here, so it formed this little internal high right here, and then I just put my entry right above this. I put it right above it because if you look at where my cursor is highlighted at this point right here on the NASDAQ, it's already halfway up, but on the S&P, it's like 1/3 of the way up. So I was just waiting a tiny bit. I only put it like right above it, but I was gonna wait for the S&P to come up a little bit into this. And then I just took the turtle soup entry, stop at the high, targeting this low right here. The S&P, kind of the same thing. I took it on the NASDAQ though. Reason being the SMTs were a lot better on all three of them. They're all pointing in the same direction for this thing to keep going down. But yeah, I mean, we've got a tiny little market maker model in here. And it was reaching for this old low right here, stopped just before it, came up again to optimal trade entry. I don't really know what this one is, but and then it SMT'd again. Dude, I don't even shit, bro, this thing is SMTing everywhere. But yeah, I just caught this 2.8 R move. It was pretty good. Took two partials like right here. That's it for the day. Shot down like 200 points today. Pretty good volatility. I'd say, I don't even know, dude. Price was a little bit weird, especially on the S&P. If you look at the NASDAQ, then it looks better, but I mean, price delivered very cleanly, but the correlation wasn't that clean between them. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good setup. So that's it, bruh. I'll see y'all. Peace.